All right, let's go over how to create a pattern in Affinity Designer. And patterns are really useful in your design space. For example, these cute little Christmas dough guys, these ones here are wearing shorts, and that's a pattern placed inside those shorts. Or here's another example of an envelope template that I have used a template in. So let's go ahead and set up our pattern tile, and we'll do that by going to File, New, and print is fine. I want it to be points. RGB 100 by 100 with a DPI of 300, no margins, and I'll press OK. Then I'll press and hold Option, scroll out so I can see my whole tile better. And we have made flowers in a previous lesson, so I'm going to go ahead and use flowers like those. And this flower on the right, I'm going to go ahead and drag in, and it is an actual Affinity file. So I'm just going to drag that right in there, and of course it's huge. So I can go to my transform panel and change the size there. The toggle is switched on, so it will resize proportionately, and I'll change that to a 50. Option, scroll out, and drag that in. All right, now that's my Affinity file. Next, I'm going to show you a few different ways to do this. I'm going to draw in a PNG file, and again, I'll resize that. Let's do 75 for that one. Okay, and then I have another Affinity file that I'll pull in, and we'll try 50 again. Okay, all right, so now as you can see, the outlines on this one are a little lighter than the other ones. So since this is an Affinity file and embedded into this tile, I can double click it. It'll pop up in a new window, and I can change anything about this flower. So I'll go ahead and ungroup it and select both of those objects, and then I will move to my stroke panel. And let's change that to a 5. Let's see what that looks like. I'll press enter and move back to my tile. And I like that better. It seems to kind of go with the other flowers. And I can also change the colors and different things like that. However, with the PNG file, which was this daisy here, you can't change anything about it because it's a PNG, right? I can change this one because it's also an embedded file. So let's say I wanted to make the flower blue. I'll move to my swatches panel and to my branded colors, and I'll make that blue. Move back to my tile, and now it's blue there. But I'm gonna go back and change that because I like it red. Okay? All right, you can also draw on your tile. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm just gonna draw a few, press and hold shift and draw a few circles. And let's see, I'm going to make those my branded colors. We'll go with yellow, and it has a black outline, and I'm going to change the stroke to, let's try 3. Oh, that's way too huge. Okay, so we'll go with 1, and then I'll play with the pressure by going to the pressure bar and just pulling that down. Kind of cool, right? Now I'm going to press and hold shift, or press and hold option, sorry. Drag and drop, and then press and hold shift to make that a little smaller, and press and hold option and drag and drop again and make it even smaller. Okay, that makes kind of a cute little set of circles. So I'll go ahead and select all those in my layers panel on the right hand side, and I will press Command G to group them. Okay, so now we have lots of different ways that you can see. Now to go ahead and create our pattern, I am going to show you a hard way and then an easy way. So what I usually like to do is drag that, I'll drag that flower up to where you can see that red line cross. So that means it's directly in the center of the flower. Then I can press Command C to copy, Command V to paste, and now I have an extra flower just like that right on top. And I can press and hold shift and drag to keep it perfectly in line, and when that other red line pops up to say that that one's directly in the center, then we're good to go. Now that will be a good repeatable pattern. So I can do the same thing with this PNG. I can line it up so the green line pops up and I know that we're directly in the middle of that flower. I'll go ahead and move this one out of the way and these guys. And There is a different way that you can do this that is probably a little more, I don't know if it's really more precise, but technical maybe is the right word. So I have my flower there, it's centered. I can press Command C, Command V, and now there's a copy right on top. And instead of drag and dropping, I can go down to my transform panel, and this one is on the x-axis. So I can go to the x-axis and type plus 100 because this tile is 100 points, right? And then when I press return, it moves that flower right into place. And you can do that up and down too using your y-axis. I can't say that word. Okay, now I'm just gonna go ahead and resize this flower. And I think I'll take these dots and I'll press and hold Option and put a few more of them on my page. And I think that's pretty good. I have found that you don't really want to put too much on your pattern tile. Okay, next up, I'm going to go ahead and save this pattern tile by going to File, Save As, and I'm going to name it Flower Pattern Tile, and then press Save. Okay, and now that pops up there. And next up, we will go ahead and add that to a document.